Hello, everyone. We are live. So excited. And let me just make sure I am sorry about that. And we are live. And so, really let me know in the chat box if you can hear me, if you can see me, if everything is okay. And Oh, we are good. And for those of you who don't know me, my name is Dr. I. I am the person, the CEO and founder behind the Classroom Without Walls, where I work with teenagers and young adults to help them reclaim their confidence, motivation, and career and life direction, and so that they can have real life success. And I really, really miss going live with you guys. So I'm really excited. Okay. So, and great. Yeah. I think Minava is here. Thank you so much. Yeah. So let me know today. No time is wasted, and let me know if you have any question. Okay. So we are talking about and why more schooling is not the solution. Okay, so you have the title here and also on the screen, and I'm launching South Jersey. Yeah, I used to be in Jersey for quite a few years, and from South Jersey to Philadelphia, and now I'm based in Washington D.C. And so I'm excited. 2024, I want to show up a lot more organically for my community. And with that, I'm launching a number of live training series. And today is the very first training. So please go ahead and bookmark your calendar every Thursday at 8 p.m. Okay. So today is the first training, and we are talking about why more schooling is not the solution. So let me give you a little bit more context to the training so that you understand why am I talking about this. Okay. And so as an educator and working as a career and life coach for so many years, and oftentimes parents come to me, they're like, Dr. I just need to give my kid more traditional classes, more traditional learning, and so that my kid will figure out what they want to do in life. They will be confident, they will be motivated, they are going to have all the real life skills that they need to have real life success. Okay, so if that is what you are thinking about, I really hope, myself, known as an education disruptor, my goal is to really introduce you a different way of thinking so that you can be more prepared yourself and also help your children. Okay. So that is the context, more schooling. Because for many years, I believed, you are going to hear a little bit more about my story today and how my belief that schooling was the solution to my life, to my happiness, to my success, to my income impact, how that belief didn't really serve me. So I'm going to share my story. Okay. But first, I actually have my notebook. So I will be sharing with you 5 reasons why more schooling is not the solution. Okay. So reason number 1, I actually want to share my screen. I want to do an exercise with everyone right now. Okay. And let me go share my screen. And oh my God. I have so many screens here. So I'm going to share here. I hope you guys can see. So what we're going to do, so this is Google, right? So I want you to Google school makes me look. So I want you to share with me in the chat box. When you search school makes me, what are the suggested search results? Okay. When I say suggested search results, those are the results that people are searching the most. Okay. The first one, it is the title of a book. I don't think that really counts. And so let's look at others that are more subjective. Okay. School makes me depressed and stupid, want to cry, tired, and feel like a robot. Okay. So I can't tell you how many years I have been doing this exercise. And this is the only thing that is positive that has been consistently showing up. And it is not actually a representation of anyone's feeling about school, but really a book title. So I don't know if this person actually paid lots of money to run an ad so that we can see the title. I really have no idea. So I trust more of the subjective search results. But you can see there's nothing positive, right? So if your kid is already not feeling good about him or herself, do you think that going to school will give you more joy, more happiness, right? So clearly not. Look at this. School makes me feel depressed, stupid, want to cry. Okay. And I'm actually curious. And I'm going to remove this. I'm actually curious. Oh, hey, Alex, I'm very curious what you guys actually get when you are doing this exercise. Okay, so let me know in the chat box. That's reason number one. And it doesn't really matter. Like the last several years, I did so many keynotes in different countries. It really doesn't matter which country I went to. The results are always like that. My most recent, I think it was in El Salvador, where I did a keynote and I asked everyone to do the same exercise. There was literally nothing positive, right? It is so sad. Exactly. Yeah. Stress, bored, tired. Yeah, exactly. Right. So yeah, that is actually my second. I'm going to share my screen again. So let me today. How about a little bit out of practice? Those of you who used to follow me live, I used to go live again all the time. But last year I got so busy serving my students, and I'm still serving my students. Okay, but I decided to also like serve the general public to share free content. And so this is a study that conducted by Yale University, and students' feelings about high school are mostly negative. Okay, so you can see in a national survey of almost 22,000 US high schoolers, and if you read the study, like 75% of them feeling like tired, stressed and bored. Okay, this is what I see in my students all the time. So nowadays, and I have conversations with parents who have a teenager or young adult almost on a daily basis. Like today, I talked to 3 parents. Okay, this is a very consistent theme that tired, very tired, depressed, anxiety, stress, bored. And so if that is the case, again, I want to challenge you. If that is the case, do you still think more of that will really help your kid find joy, discover their purpose, discover their calling in life? Unlikely, because more of the same will only give you the same results, which is more stress, more boredom, and more anxiety. Okay, so that is the second reason. You know what? Maybe I should I have this here. Why not using this one, right? So the first thing we discussed is, so we did this Google, right? School makes me exercise. And the second one is, the second one we did is the Yale study. And the third one is, okay, so this one is really personal to me. And because I hear this all the time from parents, and I also see how my own children are being affected. So I'm going to talk about how school is actually killing or negatively affecting our children's creativity, innovation, and curiosity. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen again and to share a few articles with you. Okay, so I have everything here. So okay. Oh, actually, I skipped one, but that's totally fine. So those of you probably heard me saying this, right? The number one TED Talk. The number one TED Talk is this one by Sir Ken Robbins. If you let me know, have you guys actually watched it? Okay, here's an ad. And if you have not watched this TED Talk yet, I highly encourage you to check this out. And as you watch this, ask yourself how much our school environment and how much our overall education situation has actually changed. Okay, I challenge you to really think about that as you watch this very old TED Talk, but this is still the #1 TED Talk, 76 million plus views. And this TED Talk was conducted 2006. That is made more than 10 years ago. Okay. And for those of you, you are more than welcome to check out my own talk. Not the same level of impact as certain Robbins, but in my talk, I also discuss, the title is a little bit extreme. My message is that it's not about the teachers. And so in my talk, I discuss the missing links in education, how the system is really broken. Okay, I really have nothing against our teachers. I think we have great teachers, but teachers are really stuck in the system. Okay, so that's the first point I want to share, which is, do schools kill creativity? For those of you who watch this, and the answer is yes. Okay, so that is #1 case I want to share. The second case I want to share is, there is actually an article published in The Guardian. And so here, talking about schools are killing curiosity, why we need to stop telling children to shut up and learn. It is such a fascinating article, and I will share this with you. So in this article, they cited so many academic research articles, and one of them, it is so fascinating. So, and they measured students' curiosity based on how many questions they are actually asking. And let me see if I can find the study, okay? And so they learned, when they observed when kids were like babies, very young, 5 years old, on average. Okay, let me see if I can hear. And classroom from the okay, so before that, right? So here, asked by children aged 14 months to 5 years old. Okay, so ask them in terms of how many questions they ask, which I do think it is a great way to measure curiosity. So if you have a teenager or young adult, see how many questions they ask. One of the reasons I quit my job as a college professor, because I got really tired of the only question that my students asked me, which was, Dr. I, will this be on the exam? I got really, really tired of that question. But again, it is not our students' fault. I see that as a product, so many years conditioning of the system. Okay, so the study here, you can see children aged 14 months old to 5 years old, on average, they ask 107 questions per hour. Okay, that is pretty amazing. When was the last time, guys? Let me know in the chat box. When was the last time that you actually asked 100 plus questions in 60 minutes? Very few of us actually do that, right? So that is how curious children are. And this is the sad part. So as they grow older, again, the study is based on American students and blah, blah, blah. And here, look. So here we're talking about American elementary school kids. And they ask between 2 and 5 questions in a 2-hour period. Okay, guys, from 107 questions to 2 to 5 questions in a 2-hour period. What happened? And here, as they continue to grow older, and then in a different study, they learned that failed to ask a single question. So which means the number of questions they ask is 0. So really ask yourself, what happened from 107 questions in an hour as babies to like teenagers, young adults, they ask 0 questions. This is such a fascinating article. So the argument is the system is suffocating our children's curiosity, questions they're asking. But we all know future leaders, future innovators, let's say even if you don't want to be a leader, you just want to, I just want to take care of myself. I just want to find a decent job. Even in that case, you will need to be able to speak up, ask questions, share your own ideas. And that is so sad for me to see how, again, going back to the topic of today's training, is more schooling the solution to many children's challenges? The answer is no. More schooling will only, right, like kill your curiosity even more. So that is the second I want to share. Okay, so let me here. I'm going to stop this so that you guys can see my face. And Disruptive. Yes, exactly. Whoever Facebook user, I love that. Yeah, exactly. Right. And that is why intentional. I don't know if you can see our brand. I actually have a T-shirt for my students. I myself, I am a education disruptor, and this was 2 years ago. And I got interviewed by Glamour magazine for their Daring to Disrupt series, and I got featured as a disruptor in the education category. I was like, yes, go disruptor, right? So I love that. I so agree. So if you are not being conditioned in a positive environment to really nurture and build that muscle to challenge authority, to ask questions, like where else can you actually develop that skill? Like really ask yourself. That's why I truly believe, I think school is important, but I truly believe the best education happens outside the classroom. Okay, so that is point number 3. And school kills creativity. And I forgot to share another study. Okay, so let me go back to share my screen again. And if you guys are getting any value, give me some hearts, give me some likes. And like, I don't know where you are watching me. So yeah, just give me something so I can feel like energized to keep going. And so here's another study. And I don't know how many of you actually know this. And there is actually also research that has suggested an inverse relationship between GPA. For those of you who don't know what is GPA, if you are outside the United States watching this live or replay, and that is a grade point average, which is pretty much our grades. Okay, so what this is saying, it is an inverse relationship between our grade and our ability to innovate. Okay, and it is really fascinating. So what this means is that, so here, this is another article. So straight A students may not be the best innovators. The same study. So I'm trying to find the conclusion for you guys so you can. And so GPA was associated with innovation, but may not be the way that you are thinking about. So what this means is that the higher the GPA, the less likely a kid is to innovate. Okay, I'm trying to find. I'm like, it's a little bit hard for me, but I can, for those of you, if you are interested, I can share the article with you for sure. Okay, so they are talking about this inverse relationship or negative correlation. So a positive correlation is that when one is increasing, the other one also increases. A negative correlation is when one increases, the other one decreases. So that is what we're talking about here. So the higher the grade, the less likely a kid is to innovate. And I see this in my students all the time. Sometimes when a kid is having really strong GPA, their grade is really good, they're actually less likely to innovate because they're so afraid of making a mistake. And which is really sad, because if you ask me what is a future ready skill, and I will tell you creativity, innovation, critical thinking, those are really, really important future ready skills. Okay, so that is the third reason more schooling is now the solution. We discussed Google, we talked about the Yale study, and we discussed how traditional schooling is kill creativity, innovation. So reason number 4 I will talk about is, so work readiness. Okay, and so much research has shown that college graduates are not work ready. I mean, I hate to tell you this. College graduates are not work ready. And I'm seeing this in the students that I'm working with. So in the early days, most of my students are like high school students and college age students. But nowadays, I'm starting to have more and more young adults who are not able to launch, meaning that they're not able, even after a 4-year college degree, or maybe they didn't even go to college, but they reach the age like 25 years old, 24, 29, 28, 31, 32, like definitely young adult that age, but they're not able to take care of themselves. They're not able to have a good job to bring the like a certain level of income to take care of themselves, take care of their kids, take care of their family. This is very interesting that I only started to notice recently. Like many years ago, I don't really see that. And so again, that goes back to this lack of work readiness in our college graduates. And I will share, there are so many studies that have talked about this. I'm not going to share all of them, only going to share a few. Okay. So one of my favorite ones is this article, Importance of College Jobs, nearly 50% among young adults in just 6 years. And I highly recommend, if you guys are not following Brandon Busted, definitely follow him on LinkedIn. I actually interview him on my podcast. I really love his work. I share his LinkedIn content all the time. So in this article, listed 3 reasons that like young adults are turning away from college. And I'm not going to go into all of the reasons. So reason number 2, it is relevant to our discussion today. So the reason that more and more young adults are not going to college is really about the doubts about the work readiness of college graduates. Okay, so I'm going to share some numbers with you, right? Like, look, those are extreme, right? This is an extreme language. Hardly anyone, that is an extreme language. And I do not think Brandon Basti just added the words here. And I really believe this has become the case, right? So hardly anyone believes college graduates are well prepared for success in the workplace. Okay. That is a big statement. And look at the numbers. Okay. Only 13% of US adults and 11% of C-level executives and 6% of college trustees are actually giving strong approvals to the work readiness of college graduates. And you know what? What really shocked me is college trustees. Those are the people who are running the school. Even they don't think like college graduates are work ready. So clearly there's something like missing here, right? So additionally, there are some additional articles. I don't know how many of you guys follow SHRM. I read their articles all the time, right? So companies, employers, they're saying that, hey, college graduates, they're not learning any soft skills in college. But guess what? They're also not learning hard skills. So they're not developing soft, they're not developing hard skills. So you really ask yourself, hey, come on, what skills is our curriculum helping our students developing? I think memorization, test taking, and we all know, I think that is absolutely an obsolete skill. Okay. So that is reason number 4, that more schooling is not the solution. Okay. I don't know how many of you watching this actually have teenagers or young adults, but this is some of the trends that I'm seeing. I really want, oh, hey, Nancy, and I really want this to serve as a wake up call, right? And to really understand this is not me, hey, come here anti-school, but really using science, using studies to back up my claims. Okay. So that is reason number 4. Okay. Reason number 5, more schooling is not the solution. And this is something that I observed. And please let me know if you agree or disagree with me. Okay. My observation is that I'm actually very against how our students are being evaluated. I think our evaluation, the way that we evaluate our students, is very, very broken. Okay. And it is very efficient, right? You can have hundreds of students in the classroom. You can quickly evaluate A student, B student, C student, F student. We quickly label them and we give them an identity. It is efficient, but it is not effective because every kid is different. Learning has to be personal. And I have 3 kids myself, and my youngest is only 2, so I really cannot say much about him. But my oldest is 12 and 12 and 9, and I can see how different they are, and they come from the same parents. So can you imagine students from different parents, from different ethnicities, from different cultures, from different countries, sitting in the same classroom and being evaluated by the same way? And the current way that we're evaluating our students, we are sending a message, because when you look at the system, you have to succeed to go forward. But in real life, how many of you have heard of the phrase, you have to fail forward? Like I hear that all the time, probably because I'm a coach, I'm an entrepreneur. I work with lots of people who have so many failures, rejections, but everybody is saying it is the rejection, it is the failure that is helping me build the muscle that I need to get to the next level, right? I do not hear I succeed forward. I often hear I fail forward. Let me know, it's just me or you guys can also relate. Like how often do you hear, oh, the reason I am here is because of all the success I have. I never failed anything in my life. I never met anyone like that. Every single person, I every year I invest in thousands of dollars. I join different coaching programs, masterminds to learn from people who are better than me. And everybody, I fail forward. Okay, so if that is the case, when you look at our education system, are we encouraging our students to fail forward? No. Almost every single kid I work with, they're terrified. When they make a mistake, we're like, especially nowadays, I see this especially in A students. Okay, A students is definitely not like it's not immune from any of the problems I'm talking about right now. Sometimes the straight A students have even more challenges in terms of their mindset. I can see students when they do work, they're so afraid of like, okay, is this what my teacher want me to do? Am I making a mistake? I don't want to lose a point. So everything learning is for the sake of making a point, not earning a point. Learning has become like I need to earn a point. I need to maintain my A status, and at least I'm being honest here. At least at the undergraduate level, I think most students are learning for the sake of earning a good grade. And I have met very few kids who are learning for the sake of learning. They're learning because they really enjoy the pursuit of knowledge. Again, I'm not saying this is our students' fault. I think the system over so many years conditioned our students to believe that. And again, grading is such a good way because if you get a B, if you get an F, you failed. You have to repeat everything again. And then the message we're sending to our students is that failure is bad, mistake is bad, right? Red mark, go back home. This is bad, this is wrong, right? I'm not sure about you. When I was a kid, every time I see that red mark, I'm like, PTSD, right? Can you guys relate? And so at that young age, we're sending them the message like failure is bad, rejection is bad. And then after being conditioned for so many years, by the time they become a young adult, by the time they should be able to launch, they should be able to become a functioning adult, contributing to our society. They are not, because guess what? School has a curriculum, school has a syllabus. In real life, we don't have one. You kind of have to fail forward. But if they have not been prepared by our education's evaluation system, how to handle failures, rejections, how to build the muscle to self-regulate, if they have never learned how to do that, like how can they have the skill? Again, goes back to the point. More schooling is not the solution. If you are a parent listening to my training right now, you must create an environment at home in which you are celebrating failures, in which you are celebrating mistakes. In my house, my children, they have lots of challenges and problems, but we do celebrate what is a good mistake, right? Albert Einstein said that if you have never made a mistake, you have never tried anything new. I love that. I think every single school should have that as a poster. I thought as you walk into the classroom, you see that. Okay, if I have never made a mistake, I never tried anything new. I mean, like, I can tell you how many mistakes I have made in my own business. Like, even this live streaming, like, I used to go live a lot, but I haven't like done any for almost a year. I was like, yesterday I was trying this. Oh my God, I'm like, I don't even know what to do, right? But it is a good sign that I'm actually trying something new. I really need to to start to teach our children that mistakes are good, right? And in fact, there's a book I read. I forgot the title of the book. So in the book, there is an entire chapter talking about the positive, okay, guys, the positive impact of mistakes, the positive impact of mistakes. So in the book, it literally shows our brain when we are making mistakes, when we are struggling, like our brain is actually developing the most. When we are not making mistakes, when we are having all the questions answers correct, we are getting everything done. I got it. Come on, go, 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 go. Yeah, it's so easy. So when that happens, our brain is actually not developing the most. When I saw that, I'm like, this is so fascinating. But somehow this literature, this body of research is not like popularized in the traditional school environment. Okay, so that is number 5, right? Number 5, and fear of mistake. Okay, so that is reason number 5 why more schooling is not the solution, because schooling conditions us to believe that mistakes are bad, to really give our students fear of mistakes. Again, I have worked with 2,000 plus students, almost 3. And I have never met one single student who are so excited. Dr. I, guess what? I made a mistake. I'm so excited. No, they're like, oh my God. Okay. So those are the 5 reasons. Number 1 is do the Google research, Google study, Google school makes me, nothing is positive actually shows up. The second one, we talk about the Yale study. 75% of US high school students are feeling negative about their high school experience. Number 3, we talked about several studies, how traditional schooling is killing curiosity, innovation, and creativity. Number 4 is the lack of work readiness in our college graduates. Number 5, how our current education, the evaluation system is really conditioning our students to have this fear of rejections, fear of mistakes, fear of this trying anything new. Okay, so those are the 5 reasons. And now I want to share some vulnerable and being really personal here, share some of my personal reasons. And I don't know if you guys have ever heard of this. Let me share, like your mess is your message. And so have you guys ever heard of this? And so this is what I share with my students when I work with them. All of, like my messy situation was education. Even though I have a master from Syracuse, I have a PhD from University of Maryland, I got so many scholarships, awards, blah, blah, blah. But I struggled big time with education. It was really a hot mess situation. And my mess has indeed become my message. And it's really the reason I quit my college professor's job and I started Classroom Without Walls. This has become my message. So I'm going to share with you how, more schooling, more traditional schooling did not solve many of my personal challenges. In fact, the traditional schooling I received was the reason that I had so many problems in the first place. Okay, so and please let me share my screen. Please do not judge me. Okay, this is really personal. I think I only shared this once on social media and really, really personal. Please be kind. Okay. And the first thing I want to share is, so this is me. Okay. So this is me. You can see, let me make the picture a bit larger. So this was me, high school student. Okay. This is again, why I'm so passionate about this. More schooling is not the solution. My personal, raw, vulnerable, true story. Oh, this was me, a high school student. At the time, I struggled with stress, anxiety, and eating disorder. As you can see, I don't know if you can see, but I was really, 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 really thin. Okay, and maybe I can mention that at this point, I believe I also lost my period for 4 years. My entire time in high school, I didn't even have any period. Okay, that was how bad the situation was. I feel like I was dying inside. I was definitely depressed. lots of anxiety. I was suicidal, all of those. And I actually, from the outside, and I was a good student. I actually went to a high achieving school. Again, more schooling is now the solution. And I got really traumatized because my identity is defined by my own academic performance. If I got an A, everybody was, oh, good job, I. My parents were excited. My teachers were excited. Everyone was proud of me. I felt my self-worth was defined by my academic performance. And because I went to a high achieving school, everybody was so smart. They worked so hard. It's just like, it is very stressful. And as I continue, I was trying to get help, but I received even more traditional schooling. I changed from, maybe I said I need to go to a better school and didn't have the situation. I hired private tutors. I did so much, but the only thing I didn't do, but I should be doing, was to really learn to love myself, to try a different model outside the system to really help myself. So that is my personal story number one, why more schooling is now the solution, and why I'm so passionate about what I do today. This is really my calling. And why I said this, your math is your message, right? So the second personal vulnerable story I want to share with you, this was already after I this is after I got my PhD. I already became a college professor, and life was really good. I already had 2 kids. But this was another period of my life. I was very, very depressed. Okay. And I was trying to, I think there's so many things happened. And there's me. I don't know why my husband took this picture, but I'm really thankful he took this picture. I was in a very dark space. I think before this picture, I was literally crying for quite a number of hours. And I was just like not happy. And so you think from the outside, okay, I got all the degrees, a master, a PhD, all the awards. I was a college professor, and conventional wisdom told us, hey, all of those things will make you happy, will help you find your dream job, will bring you income, impact. This is all the good things they promise you. And when I come to the other end, I was like, where is everything that they promised me? I didn't get anything. And I was really depressed, and I was really struggling a lot in a broken model. I became a teacher, for example, because I really enjoyed having intellectual discussion. I didn't want to just like, I felt 70% 70% of what I did was to perpetuate a broken education model. Only 30% was to serve my students. And even while serving my students, I wasn't really serving them and in a way that I know will actually give them real life impact. So I was just like very, very unhappy. Okay. So those are two personal stories. And I don't really share a lot online, but I want to use myself as an example to show you how more schooling didn't solve any of my problems. In fact, more schooling actually give me all those problems that I was struggling with for so many years. And when I was a college professor, I think this was when I was on sabbatical. I was listening to a podcast. I listened to the podcast, and the person said that I love Monday. I'm like, what? Liar! Nobody loves Monday. Like, why are you lying? Are you lying? Right? I just can't believe that because I hated Monday. I hated my life. Like, what are they talking about? Until I listened to more people like, I love my life. Like, what are they doing? And that was such a big aha, because I realized schooling was not the solution to what I wanted in life, which is happiness, joy, impact. And so I realized at the time that was for me life by default. So after that moment, and I embarked on a journey to live my life by design, which is my life now. My and I will share with you guys. I love Monday, like I love every day. And last year I did a reflection earlier this year, 2024, and I realized last year in 2023 I did coaching call every single week with my students. I didn't take a break, and the funny part is, I didn't even realize that. I was like, I shared with my husband. I was like, you know what? Last year I didn't even take a break. I was doing coaching calls every single week, including when I'm gone for vacation, traveling. I was like, wow. To me, that means I have discovered my calling. It doesn't even feel like work to me anymore, right? So now it is really life by design. And but I say school didn't help me to get to this level of joy, fulfillment, and alignment. And that is what I help my students do inside my program, to really help them discover who they are and help them discover their ideal life based on who they are. And I will just end my live streaming. um oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate that comment. Yeah. So I will be doing weekly live streamings this year. Okay. I'm ready to start this again. And I hope you guys enjoyed my personal story. And I will just end today's show by saying this. And this is hold on, let me share my screen again. So to wrap this up, more schooling is not the solution. And I really love Albert Einstein for so many reasons. One of the reasons is that he actually struggled a lot with school. I don't know if you guys know the story. I'm like, wow, I didn't know that. And I really love this quote from him. He said that we cannot solve our problems with the same thinking we used when we created the problem. So this is what I want to share with the parents, educators, and if we really want to help our kids reclaim their confidence, reclaim their power, reclaim their future, we must think outside the system. We must use a different way. We must rely on a different system to solve their problem. Because if we are relying on the same system, the same system will only give them the same result, which is what we discussed today, right? Boredom, anxiety, and depression. Okay. More schooling is not the solution. So that is my training for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed listening, learning more about my story. And I do want to, so I actually have a free live training, a free live masterclass in which I discuss a lot more about this and the framework, the curriculum that we use at Classroom Without Walls to really help teenagers and young adults reclaim their confidence, motivation, and future. So the training is completely free and nothing to sell you on this training. And so you can check it out, classroomwithoutwallstraining.com. And for those of you, if you are resonating with my message, and you can just book a call with me, learn more about our system, just have a free conversation with me regarding your own teenager and young adult to see if we can come up with any solution to support you. Knowing that more schooling is not the solution, what is the solution? What can we do using a different system to solve the problems, the challenges as a result of our broken education model? So if you are interested in having a free conversation with me, so that is my calendar link, classroomwithoutwallstraining.com/apply. You will get to my calendar and you will just book a call with me. Okay. And our next training will be on next Thursday. And I do have a topic. Okay, hold on. I do have a topic. Okay. So next Thursday at 8 p.m. ET, and I will be talking about 3 things that we must prioritize to help our kids, to help our students develop so that they can have real life success. Okay. What I would say that through my own journey and coaching and learning, I discovered to succeed at school versus succeeding in real life, you almost need completely different skill set and mindset. Okay. So the second training, I will be sharing with you what are the three things that you must prioritize if your goal is to help your kid have real life success. Okay. So definitely bookmark your calendar next Thursday at 8 p.m. And yeah, and that is for today. I'm really excited to restart my live streaming journey. And thank you so much, everyone, for interacting with me, commenting, sharing. And I really appreciate you. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know. And if not, I am going to end the live streaming and I look forward to seeing you next uh next Thursday at the same time. Okay. Oh, thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much for the love, for the hearts. I really appreciate it. Yes. Bye. Bookmark your calendar. I will see you next Thursday.